Welcome back to DHN. Let's talk crypto. Markets are holding steady as Davos starts the week off. There's a whole lot of energy around crypto right now because of that. Technical indicators are also showing some very interesting price movement on the horizon. Bitcoin has been riding the 50 exponential moving average since January 1, and typically, when this occurs, it indicates a new trend is forming. This is confirmed on the monthly and weekly charts. So even if today is a bit choppy, the charts are showing that the next 2 weeks, provided no bad news hits us, we could see a $25,000 Bitcoin by the end of January. Let's get into some crypto news. I've been wondering, where the heck are my FLR tokens? Well, a class action lawsuit against Coinbase might give us some answers. According to the complaint, Coinbase has received their FLR tokens, but is refusing to distribute them. I remember having my XRP on Coinbase around the time of the snapshot, as they were one of the companies promoting it very heavily. Now that it is time for the drop, it appears that Coinbase wants to take their cut first. This is all very confusing because over the weekend, I received an email from Uphold stating that we could be eligible for future airdrops just by holding the FLR token on their exchange. Coinbase is already in a heap of trouble from many directions, as we know, and as it stands, it appears that FLR did in fact take advantage of the XRP community. Now, for the sake of both chains, I really hope this gets solved. But let's talk some good XRP news. The Zoom wallet is set for a major upgrade. Now, Zoom is the native non-custodial solution for the XRP ledger. This would allow the Zoom app to make and receive payments in multiple currencies using XRP as a bridge. So now, what banks and institutions use XRP for will now be able to happen on a retail level. Another point they mentioned was that they would not be creating a desktop version of Zoom for security reasons. Instead, they want to focus on mobile phone adoption, which we know makes the most sense. Ripple is also expected to be at Davos this year, along with many other big crypto players. Again, crypto is a major focus at this year's event. Stellar has a full slate of events lined up for Davos this year. This is no surprise. Polygon is also in attendance. Again, not a shocker considering the year that Polygon has had. Also, this is when projects often make announcements like Hedera. They're going heavy into the carbon narrative. They also showcase more from the Avery Dennison supply chain application. Casper Labs also made an announcement for an upcoming non-custodial wallet that will support the Casper token. This is through Burrito. What I found to be the most interesting, though, is who's sponsoring Casper's presence at Davos for the second year in a row. Some big names on this lineup include Citibank, Qualcomm, KPMG, Hyperledger Foundation, all a very good look. But the two names that raise some questions with me would have to be all the way down at the bottom left corner of this image. First, we have the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine. And then we have the official registrar for Liechtenstein. If you don't know, that's where LCX is. And they are also at Davos. This is the first time I am seeing, though, a connection between Casper and LCX. Could be something to look into. Now, for some global news, Iran and Russia getting ready to launch a gold-backed stablecoin. We know why this is happening. G20 nations have some stablecoin arrangements to make. Additionally, Russia and Iran have been stockpiling gold alongside other BRICS nations to fortify their reserve currency. I think this will be a catalyst for something major this year. Only time will tell, though. Hong Kong is set to publish a list of approved cryptos for trading this quarter. This is an extension of a story we covered last week, where they only want highly liquid assets in their retail markets. I will be searching for this list because you can bet all those coins will pump once that list goes public. Seoul's municipal metaverse has gone live. This means the government of South Korea will now start moving services into the metaverse. What's interesting about this is the fact that only 2 chains have been included in the development of this project, Sandbox and Decentraland. Decentraland just so happens to be pumping up 80% on the week. This is what happens, folks. I have multiple videos on the real world applications for Mana. This is a perfect example. In addition to that, Hong Kong's Animoca Brands announced at Davos that they would be doubling down on metaverse investments this year. This news is getting around slowly. Here's your buy signal, folks. Some more crypto news from over the weekend. BNB has completed another token burn, burning 2 million tokens. This is the mechanism that I praise BNB for, and as you can see, price is reacting positively to it. Since the year started, BNB has been up nearly 20%. Remember, these burns will continue every quarter until the total supply is cut in half from 200 million to 100 million. This will put it at the same token supply as Ethereum, and we see what that price is. Also, Binance has announced cold storage solutions for institutional clients. Not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous for my main bag, but things seem to be moving in the right direction. Crypto.com is also jumping into the climate narrative with the company Climeworks. Simply, CO2 reporting is coming to the Kronos chain, as well as another major chain upgrade before the end of the quarter. We will be doing a video about that. Also, before the end of the quarter, Cardano stablecoin will hit the market, and the testnet launch has already given us some good news. DJED is now sitting above $1 at $1.01 as of today. Once it's released, it will be accompanied with DJED Pay, which will allow for the stablecoin to be used for commercial purposes on the Cardano network. Lastly, IOTA has joined forces with 100 plus blockchain companies in Europe through the INATBA simply to bring SDG goals to the blockchain. But that's all I got for this one. As always, I'm Wade Teamer. See you in the next one.
Do you think inflation has peaked?
Oh, very much so. I think inflation is going to drop very, very quickly. In fact, I believe many of us will be surprised how quickly it will fall. The problem is it will fall very quickly. Sort of 9 to 4 will be the easy part, and then it's going to get very difficult to get inflation back to price stability. So, but at the moment, I think the initial phase will be a very rapid decline in inflation.
So what does it mean for central banks, Philip? And you lay this out beautifully, actually, in your World Outlook. If you're a central bank, if you're like the ECB, or even if you're the Fed, do you have to be much more careful in how you manage this from now until the summer?
I think the central banks are going to continue on their tightening path. They're going to be very careful, very focused on not losing the long-term inflation expectation anchor. And so I think we're going to see, I don't see any chances, frankly, of easing this year. I think the market has that wrong. So they're going to make sure that we can really not just get from 9 to 4, but also limit any kind of risks that inflation expectations become unanchored. And because all of this is driven by labor market constraints, principally, it's still a supply side story. It's going to be very difficult to get inflation kind of below 4%, let alone below 3%. So we're in the easy phase, in a sense, now of this tightening cycle.
But is there a problem that markets don't understand that? So we have, for example, Fed officials saying, look, don't expect a Fed pivot anytime soon, but the markets keep on testing it.
That's right, and I think this notion that there could be easing this year seems to be, to me, to be far too optimistic, because if you're the central bank, you're going to want to make sure that you can get this done, that you don't risk resurging suddenly of inflation expectations further down the road. So I think we're going to see at best some sort of pause, but not quite yet. And the market may need some readjusting relative to these expectations that we could be seeing some easing. And this is what we call it's a new regime. The great moderation is over. This notion that when the economy struggles, central banks will ease, that was true in the past. I don't think it's going to be true this time.
Yo, thanks for watching DHN Crypto. If you found value in this content, hit that like button and share this information with a friend. DHN official merchandise is now available. The DHN Crypto Journal and SafePal links are in the description. Have a great day, have a prosperous day, and most importantly, if that money is digital, so is the hustle. I'll see y'all in the next video.